Hello, and welcome
Hello?
to episode 4 of season 3 of Time in Time.
Is it episode 4 already? It feels like we've only made
Episode
3
4.
decisions.
We've only made 3 decisions, and it's the 4th episode.
We haven't even managed a decision an episode.
It's shocking. Right, I'm not
Yeah.
able. Well, I'm trying to just line up all my devices so that I can see any comments anybody makes.
The Viches.
Right. Right. Right, what's happening here? Right. YouTube. Not that anybody ever watches on YouTube, but
Nope, we're not on the algorithm.
we're not on the algorithm. What I do is I'm now linking it up to Twitter, which then points people to YouTube. So that's
this feels very behind the scenes admin.
This feels quite admin, doesn't it? I stand by it.
Hi, you've shown up 5 minutes before the stream.
So that's exactly. It's like I think I mentioned it before. Episodes of Murder She Wrote. There was episodes when Angela Lansbury, I think she was ill for some of the filming of Murder She Wrote, and then she would also just kind of almost have a cameo in the episode. It would always start off with her just kind of standing at a kind of fireplace, like perusing a book, and just kind of go, "Oh hi, I didn't see you there." And then she'd say, "Let me tell you about my good friend Jimmy McGovern." Who's
Jimmy McGovern.
Exactly, who's a private detective, and then she'd say, "Well, he gets himself into some scrapes. Let me tell you something for nothing." And
that was back when she used to work the shipyards on the Clyde.
That was exactly right. So
the old Jimmy McGovern.
And then it would be this kind of dream kind of fade, and then it would be like the next 45 minutes would be just this guy kind of going, "Hey, let me tell you something for nothing," and then he would be solving a crime.
It would be brilliant if it was Columbo.
What?
It'd be brilliant if she's letting tell you about my friend. His name is Columbo. It's just an episode of Columbo.
My wife. Yeah, they should have actually just done. They could have just got Jessica Fletcher Presents and just put it at the beginning of every show. Let me tell you about my friend Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the Starship Enterprise.
Let me tell you about Sherlock Holmes, who I met back in the 1800s. You've gone Walt Disney. Spending so much time going Walt Disney on your shit. That's absolute. Oh no! I was gonna save the screenshot of you going.
Damn it!
I didn't get there in time. There it is, perfect. But it was like properly back.
just look like the fish in SpongeBob that always looks mildly kind of.
I never actually watched much SpongeBob.
Have you not?
No, because it wasn't on TV when I was growing up, and I don't have any kids.
When I was growing up either. Well, this is the thing, right? I was just about to say that, right? I think I watched more SpongeBob pre-children than I did.
Age?
I remember going to see the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, and it was a clear few years before I even had a kid. And I also went to the midnight showing because what Cineworld used to do.
Is that for the director's cut stuff that couldn't make it into the daytime show?
But Cineworld used to, in the first week of release, and they still do it to an extent, but post-COVID, it's not the same. They would always put on midnight shows, even of kids' films, because they clearly just thought and it would be marked 18. They would be marked 18. So even though it's a SpongeBob SquarePants movie, it'd be 18, so you couldn't buy a kind of child's ticket. And the rationale was people might want to see the film without having annoying fucking children.
If I was ever the director of a kids' film, I don't know how that would come about, especially considering the existing material of mine that exists online.
Absolutely.
But if it ever did happen, I would make, and I would make a version for the midnight showing that would have, just I'd just I'd have fun with it. I'd get the voice artist to like do this line, but do it like you're in the damn band. So you won't go like, instead of like, "Hey Mordecai, what's up?" It's, "Hey Mordecai, what the fuck's up?" Just the whole way through the film, I just have them re-record everything.
That'd be awesome. I would watch
I'd like that.
Jessie's popped on. She said, "Evening."
Hello, Jessie.
You just can't get enough of us, can you, Jess? Just can't get enough.
I'm trying to think. What would be the best film to do that with?
Well, you remember they used to say all the kind of things that apparently in the original cut of Who Framed Roger Rabbit there was loads of kind of upskirts of Jessica.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently, they had to clean it up for the Laserdisc release because they realized that people could really, really kind of pause it.
This is too dirty for the disc.
Absolutely.
We can't pollute our discs with this film.
So apparently they really did that. But I noticed
I wonder, do they still have that footage? It's just
probably. It's probably on.
It got frozen with Walt Disney. It got frozen with him.
Absolutely, just keeping them warm at night. I'll just. I don't know if you've ever seen the film Happy Feet.
Happy Feet, yes, I have seen Happy Feet. That's about the dancing penguin.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So there's actually I said Jessica Leslie sick of us, and she said no, she loves us both. So there you go. Hi, Jess. But so I'll just tell you about Happy Feet, and then we'll start the quest.
Oh yeah.
In about 40 minutes time, right? But watching the film Happy Feet. So I was watching the film Happy Feet, and there's a bit where the like whatever Happy Feet is he called Happy Feet? I can't remember, but Happy Feet.
Penguins don't have names, do they? I don't think penguins name each other.
No, well, they don't. Fish don't name each other either, and there's a film about fish with names.
Yeah, but people name fish. No people name penguins.
All right. I've named the penguin Happy Feet, irrespective of what the character's name is, right? Because
I think his name was Feetson.
It'd be weird if his name was Happy Feet and then he discovered he could dance.
Yeah, it would strain credulity.
Yeah, exactly. Just kind of what are the chances? It'd be more ironic if he couldn't. Obviously, because that's the way irony works. But
it'd be more ironic if he had no feet.
More intelligence and he's not happy about it.
Yeah, he's pretty pissed off.
really raging. Jessie mentions the fact that she's in Who Framed Roger Rabbit and said Jessica Rabbit, and I hope that she wasn't offended by my potential upskirt.
There we go. You've already started the backpedal.
Yeah. But I'm not backpedaling. It's a fact. I'm just saying, right. But anyway, right. So in Happy Feet, there's a bit where Happy Feet gets into a wee kind of tussle with the girl penguin.
Aye.
And then they roll down a hill. And then I watched
just
it.
Like the Princess Bride.
Well, I'm watching it on DVD, right? And I just kind of go, wait a minute. And I turn around and went, can I rewind this? Obviously, there's no kids. There's no kids in the house. I don't know why I'm watching Happy Feet without the kids now that I've said that. That's really
You don't mind if I pull my zipper down and rewind this, do you?
Well, there was a reason that I did it. So I rewound till they're falling down the hill because I went, no, that can't be right. And then I frame advanced it through the fall down the hill. And as they fall down the hill, they fall into a variety of different sexual positions. And honestly, if you've got Happy Feet on DVD or Blu-ray,
I don't have any DVDs or Blu-ray.
Yeah, I know that's happening. Even on digital, it'll probably work. Frame advance the scene where the boy penguin and the girl penguin have a wee bit of a tussle and fall down the hill, and it's so explicit, and I mean that in both meanings of the word. There's a bit where he's got her from behind like that, and everything is mental.
But is it like so quick that kids wouldn't know?
It's so quick Yeah, and the kids probably wouldn't register anyway, but it's so quick that I nearly didn't see it, and I'm always on the prowl for sexual content.
You had your aviators on and everything.
So I was just kind of going, and then I
Your
just went,
brown
wait a
tinted.
minute.
This is a kids' film. I didn't come here to see this film. I came here to see the kids.
I didn't come here. Well, au contraire. But yeah, so
I filled a
no,
Sprite cup.
so if anybody watching has a copy of Happy Feet, give it a go. And when you actually watch the scene with that in mind, and then wonder to yourself how I managed to notice it without that knowledge.
I would advise you also watch every scene in Happy Feet with that in mind.
Absolutely.
It's the only way to get through it.
It makes it a better film. I haven't seen Happy Feet 2, so I can't even begin to think about what kind of filth is contained in that.
I wonder if there's many other films where there's little hints of filth like that. There must got to be.
Yeah, I'm
loads,
sure
right?
there is. I'm sure there is. I think they have a bit of a laugh.
Yeah, they
Jess
just think,
is asking if I've seen A Shark's Tale. I have.
I
Are you
remember
going to
that
tell
one.
us? Are you going to tell us something about that?
Is that the one with Will Smith?
It's the one with Will Smith, and does the fish not just look like a real kind of caricature of Will Smith as a fish?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
There's a shark. Who played the shark in that? There was a bunch of
De
sharks,
Niro?
but he played the main guy. I mean, like the shark that's friends with Will Smith's fish dude.
Oh, I don't know.
I can't remember. It was somebody sort of big at the time. Ah, fuck. Well, it's gone now.
I'll come back to this. Was it Jack Black? Is he not in it?
I don't think it was Jack
I
Black.
don't know. You know, let's
Someone-
find out.
We're just gonna Google it now.
They are. Oh, Jess has just said Jack Black, so
Was it Jack Black?
well, we'll find out in a minute. Voice cast. Will Smith was Oscar the Streetwise.
Jack Black is
fight-
Lenny. Absolutely right. You're both right. I didn't think it was
Excellent.
Jack Black. So it was. Fair enough.
So Robert De Niro was the mob leader.
Aye.
Just Robert De Niro's just typecast now, isn't he? We need a mob leader. Let's get De Niro in.
He's.
And do you know?
Oh, I just looked
and
at his age.
again,
He's 70. He's 78.
I know it's just terrifying, isn't it? But have you? Do you not think? Right, I'm obviously a fan of kind of early De Niro, but do you not think that since around about Meet the Parents, he's just like an absolute caricature of Robert De Niro and everything he does,
He is.
in a way that I don't think Pacino ever kind of stooped to that level. I think Pacino
Yeah.
still he goes quite
De-
straight, whereas I think maybe De Niro's
De
got the
Niro
right
has
idea.
more-
They throw money at him and kind of goes, "What you talking about?"
Yeah, De
Again,
Niro
he's
has fun
awful.
with it.
Yeah.
It's more Popeye. De Niro.
My wife.
De Niro has fun with it. Like, it's nice when you get people that like Patrick Stewart is absolutely happy to make a total fool of himself.
Yeah.
I love that. I think that's brilliant. I mean, he will say anything for American Dad. I love it. Absolutely brilliant.
And I love how they just haven't even hidden the fact even the character looks like Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, it's just Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
It's was it director Bullock, but it's definitely Patrick Stewart, but
Yeah,
like
for sure.
totally exaggerated and insane version of him. Have you ever seen the episode where Stan becomes like Bullock's like right hand man, and he just starts to go insane, like,
It sounds familiar, actually.
and I think Stan and the CIA think he has dementia, but he's like dressed up as a dog and like running around doing loads of crazy shit. And then it turns out it was the CIA planted like a brain scrambler in his brain.
Which is a brain scrambler.
I mean, a brain scrambler would be a cool thing if it existed. I don't know how that would work.
I have to say that, some days in work I feel like somebody's giving me the old brain scrambler.
Brain scrambler sounds like a cocktail that has a lot of absinthe in it.
Yeah. And actually just they put a bit of Bailey so that it just kind of floats in absinthe to look like a brain.
That's File. Curdles, it just sits and curdles in the middle.
It just sits and curdles in it.
Why
That's
not just stick a sambuca on top?
That was my world famous impression of Bailey's starting to curdle inside everything. Just for anybody that
adult Baileys.
Yeah. I do. I buy every Christmas. Every Christmas, I buy a litre of Bailey's and just sex up my coffee for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. You tried the salted caramel one? I've heard.
I've tried the salted caramel one.
There was another new one, was there not? I'm trying to think.
Did they not do an orange one for a while as well?
Oh, that sounds rank.
Well,
was it rank?
Did they do an absinthe one?
Absinthe Baileys. It's just solid when it arrives.
But I don't know. Anybody that watches this might start to suspect that I have a drinking problem.
Just because I immediately asked, like, what was it like?
What was it?
I just assume you've tried it.
I've tried most things. Alcohol related.
Try anything once.
Try anything twice just to make sure that I didn't like it. So anybody that watches this probably thinks he's got a bit of a drinking problem, and you'd be right. Just the fact that I just use the stream to facilitate my alcoholism. That's why we didn't do this week, because I thought I quite fancy a drink on a Monday night as well.
Even when we cancel it, John goes out there and pretends he's streaming and just drinks.
I just say I'm just going into stream and I talk to myself.
Yeah, you get a book and just shout.
Hey, what are you doing? Sounds dead aggressive tonight.
Throwing dice at the walls.
666.
Boxcars.
888.
What was that thing Hannibal Buress said? You know, craps. He's like, craps, you can bet against. He says he really likes craps because you can be negative. Like, craps is one of the few games where you can bet against someone else. So like if some guy's like, you know, I bet I'm gonna roll whatever, he'll be like, I bet against that. I bet against the cut of this man's jib. And he just puts money down against it. If he fucks up, you get money.
That's the way to do it.
That's hilarious. Like, as a concept in a gambling game, that's hilarious to me. you can just be like, I benefit every time you fuck up. I'm just gonna bet every time against you. It's such a spiteful game.
I know. I love it. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, just that is we were talking yesterday about Schadenfreude. Briefly, that is the very definition, isn't it? You're kind of taking delight in the misfortune.
Well, it's sort of monetized Schadenfreude.
That's the way to do it. I mean, if you can monetize anything, you know, it's just
monetizing Schadenfreude is great. There's like, that is a thing. Like, feel clips is that, is it not? Feel clips on YouTube. That's that. Then maybe I should get into that. And they don't even have to make the clips. People just send them clips. They go on, or if no one sends them, they go and find them. They'll be like, "Yo, send me your clips." You can see the same one. That's a good idea. I should get into that. I can edit videos. I should get into that.
Yeah, do it. You can edit videos. Do you know, people watching this probably go, "Well, why the fuck do you not edit these?"
It's because it's live. That's not my fault.
It's live. I do have the recordings.
Yeah, that's right.
So
maybe do something with this.
Yeah.
What I just do is, I know what I do is I edit all of your sound bites to make you confess to murders that you didn't commit.
Did you see the clock
with
changing in the
details?
background? I should put a clock up there so that you can't edit it. Just, I killed that man.
Yeah, exactly that. I love to party on dead bodies.
I'm a big fan of cock.
Especially on dead bodies.
Already into necrophilia. 20 minutes in.
I ate my first dog. Dude, have you ever? Oh my god, have you ever seen Forting with Will and Quilting with Will? It
I
was
don't
a
think so.
it was a sketch from, I can't remember what Will Arnett played. No, not Will Arnett. Who the fuck am I
I'll
talking
learn
about?
it from
It
Arrested
was
Development.
no, it wasn't Will Arnett. I got the name mixed up. His name was Will something, but it wasn't Arnett, I think. Anyway, Fortin and Quilting with Will is about this character Will who like talks about how to do things. Like Fortin with Will is about building pillow forts, and basically it's him shouting at children and wetting himself. It's really, really good. But there's one Quilting with Will, and it's like it's all of the sagas of his life embroidered onto a sheet, and it's like this image represents my father. It's a picture of a belt, and he liked to use the belt a lot, and he goes through it and continues to go through it. He's like, what was it? It's like, I want you. He goes, don't flush that toilet. I want you to leave those logs in there for me to inspect. What was it Elsa's dad said? It was, yeah. He was like, it was like, do your bed, go to your room, make your bed, cook the dog, cook your dog. He goes, cook your own dog. He's just like, what the fuck is going on? And he's like, no boy should have to do that. Dogs should be raw
Nobody should have to
and living. Oh my god,
horrid.
you need to watch those.
I was going to say, that's just horrible. I'm going to watch that.
It's just a dude having a breakdown and pissing himself, and sometimes when I think about my father, I have an involuntary release of urine.
Yeah, I'm going to watch that.
I love characters like that.
Jess just said this is a bit like the show we did last night, but it was probably before you went off on that particular tangent. I think we should get questioned. We said
I think we should get questioned. Thanks for keeping us on topic.
We're 22 minutes and 40 seconds in.
Get my sheet up. I'm going to briefly look for my copy.
You do that. I'll keep people entertained.
No, you don't need to. Just let's go. If I find it, I find it. If I don't,
okay.
I find it.
Excellent, well done. It amazes me that we can just consistently. It's really weird, you know, when you're doing comedy and you're like trying your hardest to kind of work out. Obviously, this is nothing like comedy, but you know, you kind of go, oh, it's really difficult to kind of fill 10 minutes sometimes with if you've got a kind of specific theme. Then you can kind of come on a stream and just talk absolute nonsense for 20 minutes without even
forever. We talked pish for 2.5 hours on the first stream, which was
that's true.
That's not the way to rope viewers in. I mean, not that I've ever cared about the viewers.
I wonder exactly. Just anybody watching right now, we're not really doing it for you. That you're just an added bonus.
We're basically just wanking in your face,
and you love it.
There's a couple more viewers gone.
Keep coming back for more.
Shall we quest it?
Previously on Starship Traveller, you kicked about a building. Do you remember you had a fight with guards? Do you remember that?
I do remember. Yeah, we killed all of them.
You killed all of them, and now you're being kind of.
And we learned a rule. We learned the rule that it's one character per fight. It's 1v1s, and once you've fought, it's the opposite of a round robin. You just one fight.
Absolutely true.
So never go with the the home runner first.
That's the way to do it. I'm just looking at the rules just before we start, because obviously when you've been back up to the ship, because some of you guys have taken a wee bit of damage.
That's right. Yeah, we've had mainly Mork. Mork's got the shit kicked out of him. Mork is like because I named him Mork, I picture him as an orc, and I know that's not correct because we're in a sci-fi universe, but I picture him as an orc with one of his giant teeth missing. Beat up and bullied. The guards roughed him up.
Beat up and bullied Mork. How many stamina points did he lose? Was it 4?
He lost it. No, he's down to 7.
Yeah. How many did he have?
15 to start. So he got the shit kicked out of him. He has 8 damage. It's over half his health.
Damage, right? No, fair enough, right? So basically, on some planets, you might get involved in fights, blah blah blah. If you find a planet with superior medical technology, can restore stamina, but it will tell you within the story. But also, every time you leave a planet, you can restore 2 stamina points to each crew member. So that means that when
Can I give them all to Mark? That would be great.
you cannot,
I know.
so Mark, after you leave the planet, Mark will jump up to 9 again. And then every time you don't need to send Mark down to the planet for him to regain stamina. By the way, it's just after every planetary visit.
Everyone restores it, even the people on the ship.
Everybody that needs stamina.
Everybody.
Unless
even
your
the people you
medical officer
killed.
gets killed. If your medical officer gets killed, even if your medical officer's replaced, that stops.
Yeah.
So try and keep your medical officer safe.
Dr. Springfingers with spring-packed fingers.
Absolutely. You need to keep Dr. Springfinger safe. So anyway, so you're now getting a tour of the observatory. That's kind of where we ended up.
That's right.
Exciting times. Is that right?
Sounds right to me. Were you shouting for someone in your room? Do you have a PA?
Sorry, can you?
It sounded like you were talking to a PA. You were like, "Is that right?
Is that right? Oh yeah, exactly. No, something needs to keep me right.
Is that right, Sally? Did I get all that?"
Basically, you just finished the fight with the guards. That's what happened, right? So Fioro steps back out the shadows and approaches you. He seems not to be in the least bit surprised by the scuffle. You ask why the guards attacked. Oh, for no reason, he says. I can't remember what the voice for Fioro was last time, so it's now changed. So if we do an edit, that's
it now sounds like an elderly crow.
Yep. Oh, for no reason. It's too orangey for crows.
Yeah, that's probably why that was in my head. The Kool-Aid
says they're free to do anything they like. You may now ask them to be shown around the debating chamber or the traveling maps rooms, or you can leave the building and beam back to your ship. That was your choices.
I guess we'll go to the. I guess we'll go to the debating chamber.
Let's go to the debating chamber. Exciting stuff. Let's find out. Let's get involved in a debate.
A debate. We're master debaters.
This is probably the fastest we've ever kind of got in a quest. So you enter the main meeting hall and you sit down in a crowded debating chamber packed with aliens of all shapes and sizes.
All shapes.
All shapes. Any shape and size.
Trillions.
I would suggest that if they're of all shapes and sizes, there's an infinite amount of aliens, and
one of which is bigger than the entire universe and has encompassed all mass.
That is a big building. That's what I'm saying. Do you know the author clearly didn't think that through. So I'm gonna reread this, but this is even a
This is clearly an error. This
clearly isn't what he meant. It could mean all shapes and all sizes.
It couldn't possibly mean all shapes and all sizes.
I mean, how did this get through the edit? I mean, I'm going on to Amazon right now and giving this 1 star and do that kind of predict. You know, when you go on to Amazon, when you go on to Amazon and you see somebody that's given 1 star and they go, I gave this 1 star because I couldn't give it 0. And you're just like,
it's like stories contain ridiculous embellishment.
I know it's science fiction.
How can they possibly expect us to believe that all shapes and all sizes were present?
One of the most important aspects of science fiction, I'd suggest half of what science fiction is all about, is science.
It's 50%.
To believe that you could walk into a room filled with aliens of all shapes and sizes, it's just frankly
as billions and billions of microscopic aliens pour out of your pores.
Just kind of going in slightly varying degrees of shapes at the same time as sizes. It's just infinity multiplied by infinity. I mean, I'm surprised you could even get in the room.
I'm surprised we've spoken for 3 minutes on the phrase all shapes and sizes.
Well,
The
you know what?
common idiom, all shapes and sizes.
I actually genuinely feel that anybody that's read this before just skipped over.
They just put the book down and was like, "This is shit. I'm selling this on eBay." And you're just the next in a long chain of
I
people.
got this copy quite inexpensively, considering it's out of print. I do imagine that anybody that's, and I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, and anybody knows of anybody,
Yeah,
that
feel
has been,
free to fax us about it if you're wrong.
if anybody has been affected by anything that's discussed in today's episode, then call this free phone number. Right? but I imagine that anybody that has read this did this. You enter the main meeting hall and sit down in a crowded debate chamber packed with aliens of all shapes and sizes, and then proceed to just continue having thought nothing whatsoever of that.
It is a very lazy idiom to use there. It's not incredibly descriptive. But it is an adventure book and he probably had deadlines. But I don't think anybody will have gone as apeshit in their opposition to it as we just did.
We're about 5 minutes into this.
This could be like when you think about how much work goes into doing 5 minutes of comedy,
I know.
and then you think you're literally crying. Well, I'm literally crying as well. And we're the only people that are, but
Yeah, everyone else is kind of going, why are we watching this? I bet you Jess has even left at this point. She's just kind of going, no, she's deleted the "I love you guys" comment and she's blocked me on Facebook now.
yeah.
What is this? What is this? She said,
What
am I
is this,
watching?
Bish?
I can't believe I'm wasting my time on you guys. She's thinking. But anyway, so I'm gonna reread it, but I'm gonna change it. And see if you notice.
John, we're just gonna have to push past that bit, I'm afraid.
We're gonna have to. But Jess is still here. Don't worry.
If you want, by the way, take that pencil and just like put a line through that bit and write something better.
I'm just going to wing it. Right. This is, I've done improv classes. And you're about to see the magic in action right now, right, Chris? So just watch, right? Just take notes. This is why I'm still doing comedy and you're not, right? You enter the main meeting hall and sit down in a crowded debating chamber packed with aliens of varying shapes and sizes.
That's good. I saw what you did there. It was.
You ask your host, who is called Fioro, which we already knew.
Can I just say that's an elf's name? Like that is an elf name.
Yeah.
Why is it?
That's just probably. Do you know this is probably the exact same one as the last time, but rather than going into
Control F,
forest, you're going onto a planet.
we have to buy healing syringes instead of healing potions.
No, it's always the exact same game. You're either under a mountain, you're either in a forest, you're in a citadel, or you're in space. And rather than like walking north in the forest, you're getting into your ship and going to the next planet.
Isn't that you just described Mario?
Yeah.
It's just the same game. It's just the settings different.
It's the same game in a kind of variety of guises.
Variety of colours.
So you ask your host, who's called Fioro, which we already knew, what is going on, and he informs you that the debate is to decide where to put a new medicine house. And it's been going on for the equivalent of a year.
I'm sorry, do you mean a hospital or a pharmacy?
Well, we'll find out. The reason that the debate's been going on for the equivalent of a year is because they're allowing aliens of all shapes and sizes to be involved in this debate. And of course, everyone's got an opinion on it.
So that does involve medicine of all shapes and sizes.
Absolutely.
speculums of all shapes and sizes.
Speculi? No,
Speculodes. I think it's speculodes.
Speculodes. So it's been on for a year. As there's no central stage, you ask who's talking. Everyone, says Fioro. We believe in equality and everyone has a right to speak.
It's lovely.
Apparently, debating here is unlike the method used on Earth. Here, everyone collects together and talks in little groups. As debaters move from one group to another, gradually new ideas spread through the whole chamber until everyone is thinking along the same lines. At this point, decisions get implemented. You ask whether this takes a long time, and Fiorel agrees that it does, but it's the fairest way and prevents a convincing speaker swaying the audience or establishing himself as leader. As the debate seems to be going nowhere, you decide to leave. Fiorel offers to take you to the traveller map rooms, or you can return to your ship. The debating chamber seemed like an absolute... If we hadn't gone into the debating chamber, we'd have saved ourselves about 9 minutes.
Yeah, that did absolutely nothing. And also, that doesn't sound like a good system. That sounds like you get one group of people or one person who just has a lot of money and he just passes it over during each round of debating.
It's a terrible system.
Just sounds like an inefficient system. It's just an oligarchy.
It's an inefficient system and a badly written story.
Wild idea.
Absolutely. So, do you want to go to the travelling map room, see how long I can drag that one out for, or do you want to just go back to the ship?
Let's go to the last room. We may.
Meanwhile, Mark's kind of going, I could really do we go back to the ship. Going, shut it, Mark.
Mark, you don't ship without pissing. We got to do the full thing.
You've got to go do the whole shebang. Mark has wounds of all shapes and sizes.
And he's plugging the wounds with aliens of corresponding sizes.
The travelling map room is in a state of chaos, you'll be surprised to hear. Books and charts lie all over the floor and various tables in the room. A small withered alien with a large head, blue skin, and long fingers is asleep in one corner but wakes as you enter. So the one alien, that's the most descriptive this book's been so far, about one alien, right?
It could be anything. Like in my head, it's the xenomorph from the Alien films. It's just this big.
To me, it looks like what Bailey's would look like if it was kind of encased in absinthe.
It's just this little cloud. This little grody cloud.
Just,
if you got a light.
You ask first for maps of the planet, but can learn little from them. Well, you wonder whether any of the star charts will be of use. The little man finds a large map and allows you to study it. Apparently, you're in a solar system around the sun, Magnus.
Magnus.
Apart from this one, there is only one life-bearing planet in this system called Trax. Orbiting Magnus a little further out, Trax was recently devastated by war, and many of its inhabitants left to settle on this planet. The other two nearest planets, although light years away, are Culator, orbiting a purple sun, and Macomin, orbiting a double star. Do you want to write this down?
Well, I know that Culator is an advanced civilization. I remember that. And what was the other one? Sorry?
Macomin, which is orbiting a double star. No black holes can be found in this chart.
Okay. And what
thank the teacher for his help and leave the building, bidding goodbye to Fioro. As you leave outside, you beam back up to the ship.
2 heals for everyone.
2 heals for everyone, although the only person that needs it is poor Mark.
Mark's up to 9. Mark has gotten the shite kicked out of him. He's got worked over.
He got a severe beating and no mistake.
Rusty Johnson's going to give him the Rusty Johnson. I'm not going to give him a Rusty Johnson. That would be a reward.
It's his own reward.
Well, Rusty Trombone. Rusty Johnson, if he's pleased with your work, he'll give you the rusty trombone.
Rusty
If he's no
trombone.
pleased with your work,
Back in the bridge, you set coordinates for your next journey. Another life-bearing planet orbits the same sun a little further out, and you can either visit this next, or you can head further onwards towards a purple sun some light years away.
let's go for the close one. Why would we go all the way past it to go to the
Why
purple
would
sun?
you? Why would you?
If it was a black hole sun, if Chris Cornell sang about it, we'd go there.
Because that's your kind of end game.
Yeah.
Jesse just said, "Beam me up, Scotty."
Beam me up. Well,
Beam
who
me up,
is our?
Scotty.
It would be Beam Me Up Cloister.
Yeah, what's his name?
Dave Cloister.
Dave Cloister. So we're going to the nearest planet.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
We've got to decide on who we're going to send down. I was feeling good about Onion. I might send Onion down again.
Well, we've not got there yet. Something could happen en route.
I'm allowed to plan ahead.
Don't get too excited. If I see something ridiculous in this passage, we could spend 20 minutes on it and not get to the planet.
It's true.
You approach the red planet at sublight speed and set an orbiting course. Scanning the surface, you find no trace of intelligent life, but signs of civilization, and a fairly advanced one at that, are apparent. As you observe the planet through your macro telescope, TM.
I've got a macro.
Yep. You see that the surface is covered in a network of roadways and canals, focused every so often at what might be a population centre of some sort. You try various radio frequencies, but there's no response. You've got the choice of beaming down onto the planet's surface or ignoring the planet and continuing onwards.
Beam me down, Yotis.
The good thing about beaming down is the fact that it will give Mork, when you beam back up, Mork will get another 2 stamina points added.
Yeah. Oh, he's not coming down. We're going to have to send Gork, the real deal.
Right, so you're going to beam down to the planet's surface?
Of course we're going to beam down to the planet's surface. What else are we going to do?
So you're going down to the planet's surface with 2 other crew members.
2 other crew members this time. Okay, in that case, we'll go Gork and Cloister.
Gork and Cloister.
Yeah, let's do it. So, Gork is obviously the Vasquez kind of girl. Huge, giant, big.
Huge, giant, big.
Huge, giant. Of bigness. A bigness that shrinks the testicles of.
And who else did you say? Gork and who?
Dave Cloister, engineer.
Cloister. Who's going to beam you back up?
We'll get Onion to do it.
Onion will do it. So Cloister's coming down to it.
Onion's a good boy. He'll do it.
Let's do this. Question time. So we've been down. You choose a location.
This isn't McCommon or whatever?
That's what?
The planet. What do we know the name of this one?
We don't know the name of the planet, but you can probably work it out.
Well, I think I only wrote there's Culumatter, which is the one in the distance, and then I've written down McCommon, but I've written it down like McCommon. I didn't.
Oh, it was actually MAC common, but apart from that, you got it absolutely right. It was a Mac rather than a Mick.
McCommon.
So I mean, you choose a location within what ought to be one of the planet's main population centres. You've chosen your 2 crew members, and you beam to the planet's surface where the 3 of you beam down. When you rematerialise, you're on a deserted street. There's a ghostly silence about, and something is not quite right. The building around you and the vehicles lie derelict by the side of the road. I will go back to that because I just that.
God, get this amateur's notes.
The building around you and the vehicles lying derelict by the side of the road appear to be from quite an advanced civilization, but dust is thick in everything, as there's been no activity here for many years. Cautiously, you walk down the street As you approach a junction at the end of the street, you hear a noise and stop. The others look at you quizzically and listen, but you can hear nothing. You creep forwards towards the corner and jump back sharply as a shape appears. One shape, one size. "Visitors," says a voice. The creature is roughly man-sized and wears a flowing white cape. There he is.
My God, it's a space wizard.
"We have not had visitors for many years." You explain you're from another planet, and the alien nods its hairy head.
I'm from another planet.
You ask whether it's possible to meet someone in a position of authority, and the creature considers for a moment. There we go.
Here's your boss end.
Suddenly, you hear a small click and a shrill buzzing noise, and the alien drops to the ground, scorched by a phaser blast from one of your party. You whirl round in disbelief. The attacker looks proudly at the dead alien, and you order your other companion to hold him. Snatching his weapon, you demand to know why he fired at the alien. "Why?" he gasps. "If I hadn't fired, he'd have killed you. Did you not see the weapon in his hand aimed at you?" You certainly didn't see a weapon in the alien's hand, and neither did your other crew member. What are you going to do? You get the choice of having your trigger-happy companion sent back to the ship, beaming the alien up to the ship to see whether anything can be done for him, or let your companion off and caution and continue.
Cloister, have you lost the place? Beam the alien up. I want to know.
Want to know what's going on? You going to beam the alien up?
Yeah.
Flipping your communicator, you instruct the ship to beam your alien back on board so that your medical officer can have a look at him.
Yeah, get on it, spring fingers. Spring him open.
Yep.
I don't know if you need to do that to ascertain whether it had a gun or not.
What's that?
I don't know if you need to do that to ascertain whether it had a gun or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Spring him open.
The alien disappears.
Chuck his guts over your shoulder.
You prepare to continue, but a message from the ship comes through. Apparently, the alien did not arrive. You confirm that it definitely left the planet. There's little you can do about it now, and you leave the problem to your transmatter crew.
Wait, no. So, hold on. Right. Let me think this one out. I got to drill down into this. So, one of my crew opens fire on an alien, claiming he saw something that didn't happen, or something that did happen that I didn't see. So clearly illusions are at work here. However, is the alien that died an illusion and the crew member is the alien? And if we sent the crew member up, would we have sent the alien up? Or did we send this alien up and it went invisible when it arrived so no one could see it?
Well, I'm sure we're going to find out. The shit's in a hit.
You're starting to cut out. I'm deep in thought.
Getting exciting, isn't it?
I need to know. I need to know.
Yeah. Do you want me to continue? Do you want to think some more? Jess claims to be Gork. So she's
be Gork.
She's Gork. You must have described Gork.
I have, yeah. Gork is like Mork's, like sergeant almost, security officer. Not security officer, sorry. That's Rusty Johnson, but they're like security guards. She's the tough one, and Mork is like.
Yes, is a tough one, and she thinks this. She's just written, "This is a mind fuck." So we've got them in. We've dragged the audience in. We don't know what's happening.
I don't know if because it reminds me of Sirens, the Red Dwarf episode. I mean, it's like the guy has spelt sirens with his own entrails, and it's like, oh my god, he spelled sirens. Who was this man? Cat just goes, someone who desperately needed a pen. But no, they don't know whether they've invited a shapeshifter on board or not. I mean, I'm sure every single sci-fi has done that at some point. Like, have we let the real one in?
one of the first episodes of Star Trek is that exact premise.
It's a very because it's an idea that predates everything. It's skinwalkers and all sorts of shape shifting myth and stuff.
I've just, it's quite apparent that I really burnt myself at the weekend.
Yeah, it's quite apparent that I got a haircut. I think I've tanned or something. I didn't even realize, but I didn't realize until I got my haircut and everything under my hair is pale as hell. See how pale it is compared to here.
It's quite apparent that I should really brush my hair more often as well.
Oh yeah, I should too.
That's just something's happening here. So anyway, let's we've got 10 minutes.
Yeah, we need to get to the bottom of this. Let's go.
Well, I think we're getting close to cliffhanger time.
We are, but we need to press on so we can make some more decisions.
Turning the corner, you continue for several meters. A noise behind you startles you, and you stop. With a sudden chill of panic, you realise what the noise is. It's a multiple hammer sound of a pre-laser weapon.
Wait, sorry. What, like an actual slug thrower? Someone just cocked a gun?
Somebody just cocked a gun. Someone or something is firing a machine gun at you.
No, that wasn't a cock of a gun. That was a like a proper bolt.
Someone or something's firing a machine gun at you.
Bloody hell. Actual slugs. I didn't expect
scream at your companions to do likewise. As you all lie there with bullets flying over your head, the other two look at you puzzled. Why are we lying in the road? Says one of them, standing up. To your amazement, he stands in the hail of bullets, completely unharmed.
I hate this planet.
Gradually, the sound fades, and you're helped to your feet, looking at you in the most peculiar way. A little further down the road, you come across a large building. Do you want to enter the building or continue down the road?
I get it. Obviously, I get it now. It's not a shapeshifter. It's not an illusion. I am tripping. I've just realized it's me. That's always an awkward feeling at the party when it's like, oh no, I'm the only person that's tripping. It's just me. Everyone's weirded out. I need to go home. Can somebody phone me a taxi because my phone looks like it's glazed?
I needed to go home 4 hours ago. A little further down the road, you come across a large building. Do you want to enter the building or continue down the road?
Let's go in the building. I'm sure there'll be more pish that isn't real in here.
Excellent. Guaranteed.
Sorry, can I just ask? I mean, I know you don't know the answer, but do you think this is like the planet's defense mechanism? Not the planet, but like somebody on the planet's like defense mechanism, or am I just tripping?
Well, honestly, I think it's some sort of defense mechanism.
Yeah, that's
or maybe there's something in the air, but it affected all of you with the first alien, and only affected you with the second one.
Actually, what it's more like now, another episode of Red Dwarf. Do you remember the one? Not Meltdown. Do you remember the one where they go and they actually we were talking about this? The one we talked about this at the pub. The one where they meet the future versions of themselves and they're all scumbags. That episode when they go to the time drive, on the way they go through my favorite concept, which is a reality minefield.
Oh yeah,
they have bubbles of alternate realities where like you'll fly through, and then they thought Lister was a robot. They went through if they forgot Cat existed, and it's like Cat's like, this is worse than triple strength catnip. Yeah, that's what this reminds me of. This is a reality minefield.
This is good. I'm enjoying this.
This is more interest. I will say this is more interesting than occasionally a zombies in a basement. This is more interesting than that.
Jess is still bigging up her part on the comment section there. She's so Jess who's now in her head playing the part of Gork, because suddenly she's here and she's with you. She's gorking it up. She stood up in front of you like a bodyguard when you're at the machine gun fire. So
that's the person that stood up, but you stood up like a bodyguard even though you didn't see any gunfire. Just like he's on the floor.
That's like a really lazy bodyguard. If I was a bodyguard, that's how I'd do it. If nobody was shooting at me, I'd defend you.
That's how you know a bodyguard's on the clock. When you have a lie down, they just stand near you with their arms folded.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
I'm not taking a load off. I'm on the clock.
I just can, and you know, it's quite what I would have done. What I would have done would have been kind of going, yeah, you're absolutely right. Machine gun fire. Look at me, I'm dead brave. Maybe in an effort to get a bodyguard bonus.
That would be a really easy gig for a bodyguard if they just had someone who had intense psychosis, like shell shock, and just it's like, don't worry, sir, I've got you covered from the mortar shells.
Paranoia and schizophrenia. A
He's just eating
paranoid
a donut.
schizophrenic millionaire.
He's just eating a hot dog. He's like, don't worry, sir, I got you.
Bonus for you again. He's just kind of going, yeah, just going home at his wife, kind of going, on the way home, we get attacked by killer dogs, guy with a machine gun.
A bomber came really low to the
Exactly.
ground.
Just kind of going, Gork was there for the entire thing. Gork just stood by me. We're no paying Gork enough. And
yeah, Gork needs a raise.
Gork needs. So you enter the building and you look around. I'm sure this will be fine. That appears to be a library of some sort. You notice an entrance desk, a type of newspaper, and take it with you. Perhaps it will give you some sort of clue as to why this whole city seems to be deserted. Luckily,
we already know. We got told by the other planet that there was a massive war.
Yeah, exactly. I know exactly. They don't know that though. And the writer knows that you might have come from somewhere else to get here.
True.
Luckily, the library is computer controlled. You switch on a console, and after some worrying noises, because it is the 1980s that this was written, a voice comes back. Good afternoon, reader. What subject will it be today? He happens to say in English.
What subject will it be today, did he say?
Yes. First of all...
Is this a school?
Yep, well, maybe. First of all, you ask for local history, but the most recent entry appears to be some time ago when this city was bustling with life. One of your crew members rushes over and goes, Captain, I've just been looking at the astronomy files. There's a black hole which we think might meet... Captain, I've just been looking at astronomy files. There's a black hole which they think might be a space warp in sector 288.
Okay.
This news is indeed exciting, and you instruct the ship to beam you back aboard to check this location.
Sector 280. We just have to go back now. We don't get to search the other thing.
No, you're too excited.
Probably full of shit anyway.
Exactly. Back on board, you announce your news to the crew. As the navigation officer sets the course, you remember the newspaper and pass it to the language lab for analysis. You can either set course for the purple star within the long-range scanner or a small cluster of stars some 2.3 light years off to the starboard.
Take us to the purple. I think that's kilometer.
Yep, let's go and check it out.
Checks notes. I'm gonna write that in big next to it because it's I've written. Fuck me.
I think we're getting to.
We'll do the next decision, sir. Sure.
Exactly. As you travel towards your destination, your language lab reports some interesting findings from the newspaper that you gave them.
Right.
We've just come across the planet Prax, a fairly advanced civilization. Some years before the paper was published, a great debate occurred, and two groups emerged with two schools of thought. The progressors were modern thinkers, setting material progress, computerization, and a more scientific view of the future. The regressors, on the other hand, disliked the inhuman elements of the progressives' world and preferred a return to basics where people did not rely on machines.
How convenient. How convenient.
It's very convenient.
How convenient of the progressors and the regressors to choose two names that had such perfect conceptual symmetry.
I mean, there's more in heaven and earth than is dreamt of in our philosophy, Horatio. A period of Cold War ensued until the Regressive discovered that the Progressives had developed a powerful hallucinatory drug.
I'm tripping.
The Progressives had intended to use the drug in the Regressives, but when the plot was discovered, they agreed to send all stocks of the drug into space out of the way.
I didn't leave the planet, did I?
Something went wrong, however, and the rocket exploded in the planet's upper atmosphere, subjecting the entire planet to severe hallucinations.
I'm
By
still
the day the
there.
paper was published, its effects were just beginning to be noticed.
I've seen 1408.
It's a whole planet of 1408.
Oh god, that sounds like an actual nightmare.
No, absolutely. So you've got the choice of continuing your course, either heading towards the purple star or the small star cluster.
Am I still on? I don't know. Is this a cliffhanger?
I think this should be the cliffhanger.
I don't know if I'm still on that planet or not.
You're
This is
probably
awful.
lying in a ditch somewhere with your pants at your ankles. And drilling
Gork standing nearby, arms folded.
Gork still standing holding the line.
So what I really want to know is why did it affect me but none of the other members of the crew?
Well, it did the first time it affected other members of the crew. Remember, you didn't see anything. One of them saw a gun, so you were all been affected in different ways.
Wait, one of them saw a gun?
Remember, one of them killed the alien.
No. The alien didn't exist.
They still shot at it.
But if I was hallucinating that the alien was there, did they also hallucinate that the alien was there,
hallucinated
but
that
also
alien
that
was
it had a gun? What a
Yep.
coincidence.
Well, maybe their alien looked completely different to the one that you saw.
And maybe me talking to the alien made it a group hallucination. Maybe my addressing the alien was like suggestion for them to also see the
Absolutely.
alien. There's
I
so
will
much
say
at
that
work.
you did beam up from that planet, so I'm going to add another 2 stamina points to Mork.
Did we?
Yeah, well, we'll find out if you haven't, and I'll just take them off later. But I think we have to work under the assumption that you have.
I'm gonna put brackets +2 next to more stamina. I don't know if we've left or not.
Indeed.
I'm
So
deeply
that's quite
suspicious.
the clip. I think this is probably
Ah.
my favorite. This is probably my favorite cliffhanger yet. Because
To be fair, we did spend more time doing the quest today, but then also this quest has more factors to it than the other ones. The other ones are like go left, go right, find a minotaur, kill the minotaur, go left, become a demon. This one is like, are you tripping? Have you left the planet? Did you get attacked by an alien? It's like
everything I say about the old shapes and sizes, Colin.
John, I have to send you something, and I really want to send you it almost now because because I'm not going to send you it now on stream, but I'm going to send you it now. Once we finish this, I'm going to make you watch it while I watch your reaction to it.
Excellent. Jess has said that she'll give you a 5 minutes lift back to the if you are just lying on a ditch. But I do want to remind Jess that she should pull your trousers up from your ankles first, because that would be embarrassing for everybody otherwise.
Gork, don't tell the others I shit my pants.
Right, so that's the cliffhanger. We're ending on a cliffhanger. Nobody knows if they're still in the plan or not.
A genuinely suspenseful one this week.
This is good shiza, as they say. Good shiza.
Guten
Shiza. Mon frere, which is French. Right, anyway, on that note, guys, this has been Tight 10 and Titan. It's been Tight 10 at Warp 10 because we're in space. Episode 4 of season 3. Well, we're doing it next week. We should probably just.
Yeah, I believe so.
Let's do it.
I don't have anything on.
Well, that's disturbing in many levels. You've just you don't even have a full jumper on. It just kind of goes down to about here.
Oh no, sorry. This is my flesh.
It's just you were out in the sun just a bit too long, and that white bit's the stuff that's starting to peel.
No, that is clothes. That's my priest dog tag.
Father Tarkin.
Father Tarkin. She's a woman. She'd be Sister Tarkin.
Mother Tarkin.
Mother Tarkin.
Anyway, so that's us. We're done. Exciting times. I'm buzzing. I want to do the next episode now, but we can't. So we'll see you. We'll see you next week for the next episode. Titan and Titan. I have been John Carruthers, and this.
Well, you didn't even say it. You just said "and this."
It's been Chris Ashworth. Just me.
And this has been John Carruthers.
Hey, yes, yeah, I did myself first, which is always the best way to do
it. Yeah. That's what they say. Finish yourself first, and
finish yourself
everyone's
first,
had a good time.
and then worry about other people. It's like that's what they do when you're on a plane. They say that you have to sort yourself out first before you help others.
Or when you're in bed with a one-night stand.
Absolutely, just sort yourself out first. Beautiful. Yeah.
Anyway,
on that
thank you
note,
for tuning in to Tight 10 at Warp 10.
Tight 10 at Warp 10. See you next week.